Welcome to the Mind Body Healing Channel audiobook series brought to you by New Bellum Research. This audio episode is the new Placebo Handbook. Chapter 7. You are the healer. When you think about the concept of a healer, most likely you don't immediately think of yourself. We are culturally conditioned to think of someone else. Most likely you think of a physician, a spiritual leader, or another person with an established reputation as a healer. But regardless of who you think of when you think of healers, they all have one thing in common: it is the patient that does the healing. From a strictly biological point of view, you are the healer. Our experiences in life continuously provide us direct knowledge about our own wellness or illness. Our minds are the first responders when something doesn't feel right. Sometimes we take action and sometimes we don't. At some point, if things don't improve, most of us ask for help. When a physician treats us, he fully expects our bodies to do all the healing. It is not his role to do the healing. If the physician is a healer, it is only because he can guide us into our own healing with the tools of the physician's art, which include his healing words and optimism. Every treatment, medical, behavioral, or spiritual, can be understood as an instruction set that targets a desired change in your body or mind, or both. Your role is to follow the treatment steps to heal yourself. Many prescription medicines are designed to reproduce a series of actions in your body that have already proven to be helpful in somebody else's body. But one person's experience with a medicine may not be your experience with the same medicine. Each of us responds to treatments differently. Not only are you the healer, your path to healing is in many ways unique to you. For many symptoms and conditions, how you understand a treatment can determine whether that treatment is effective. For example, if your doctor tells you a treatment is unlikely to work for you, the probability of the treatment being effective can decline due to your nocebo response triggered by the doctor's words. In such a case, he has unknowingly taken away some of your healing ability, without ever intending to harm you. On the other hand, if your physician tells you a needle he is about to use won't hurt a bit, you can choose whether or not to believe him. If your past experience with needles includes painful memories, you may find it difficult to believe him. In such a situation, you will likely feel more pain than people who believe the needle stick won't be painful. Even if you suspect your physician is simply doing his best to calm you. It is clearly better that you accept your physician's prediction in this example. In many ways, our modern healthcare systems tend to downplay our own healing ability, almost as if physicians prefer treatments that don't depend on ideas or beliefs to trigger your healing. Keep in mind that replication is a cornerstone of scientific knowledge. As scientists, physicians are not immediately comfortable with the idea of treating every patient differently from every other patient. A physician is taught that controlling variables is the best way to reproduce known results. This system works well because outcomes become statistically predictable, but very few treatments are effective for all patients. Patient outcomes can be added together to get a statistic, but a statistic cannot be divided back down to create identical real-world patients. In addition to the challenge of delivering personalized treatments that encourage patients to think like healers, healthcare is a business, and that means the amount of time doctors and nurses can spend getting to know you is often guided by the clock. Their performance is often evaluated using treatment metrics set by financial and legal executives who never see a patient. Where does that leave you? Should you simply play the silent role of a patient receiving treatment in a system designed to treat patients quickly and efficiently? Or would you like some encouragement from your physician to try a new approach, record your findings, and share your experience investigating your own health? Are you willing to play the role of patient investigator and healer who monitors and manages your own healing progress? In some way, as a human being, you are already cast in all three of these roles, whether you have ever thought about it this way or not. Only you can decide if you feel well or feel ill. Only you can decide whether or not to pay attention when you don't feel well. And only you can decide whether or not to consult experts, and whether to take their advice and instruction. The best way to take control of your own health is to think holistically about your wellness. Holistic medicine is a philosophy of healing that considers the whole person: body, mind, spirit, and emotions. If that sounds like an inefficient or vague way to get results, then you are a perfect patient for a healthcare system that does not have the time or money to invest in your whole health. But the good news is you can have the best of both worlds. For one thing, you can be a better patient simply by paying more attention to your own thoughts. You can develop mindfulness skills that shield you from negative thoughts. You can collect evidence of what triggers your symptoms and create new habits that avoid those triggers. You can challenge yourself to track your own behavior so you can discover both illness triggers and wellness triggers that are unique to you. Your primary care physician doesn't have time to do this for you. But as a healer, you have both the time and the incentive to be honest about what you are doing well and where you need to improve. Believe it or not, it takes courage to be a healer. Imagine a person who decides to try meditation as a calming treatment. Over time, her partner may begin to feel like the time she spends alone meditating each day is selfish. At some point, her partner may confront her by asking what is more important, time alone meditating or time spent together. It's up to the meditator whether she receives such a message as a nocebo or as an opportunity to explore her feelings. It takes more courage to explore each other's feelings. But ignoring the challenge may only make matters worse. As soon as you take responsibility for your own wellness, you will notice both nocebos and placebos seem to come at you from all directions. Even though you may notice them more now, they have always been at work in your mind, and they have been sending signals to your brain. Observing them as they occur is half the battle of a healer. Some people will feel silly the first time they try a placebo treatment, even if they have ample evidence of the brain's placebo response. It's almost as if we don't believe we deserve to benefit from a treatment that contains no active ingredient. But think of inquisitiveness as the other side of skepticism. You are simply aligning with your natural curiosity to investigate. As an investigator, it is never helpful to reach a conclusion in advance of a treatment that may help you. Instead, think like a physician and weigh the benefits against the risk before making a decision to begin any treatment. There is no requirement that you believe a placebo treatment will be successful to generate a placebo response. Becoming aware of your own mental, physical, and emotional states at any moment is achievable with a little practice. When you place value on such an achievement, you become a better healer, even if you have not gained all the skills that you will eventually learn. Using a placebo to treat your symptoms works the same way. By conditioning your conscious mind to ignore negative thoughts, fears, and anxieties, you will free yourself from dangerous nocebos. You won't feel stuck anymore. You will become a patient investigating your own health and a healer at the same time. By prescribing yourself a placebo treatment, you are connecting directly to the part of your brain that has protected the human race from extinction for millions of years. Over time, you will likely increase your natural placebo response. Even if a particular treatment is not as effective as you hoped, your treatment actions connect directly to your brain's placebo response regions regardless of the outcome. Because you are a human being, you can be confident that you have the ability to generate a placebo response to many treatments, including pain placebos, sleep placebos, appetite-suppressing placebos, and even memory placebos. Your ability to respond to placebos gives you a tremendous diagnostic tool with which you can investigate medicines, nutritional supplements, and even vitamins that you believe improve your well-being. One example of a common supplement that is often an effective placebo treatment can be found in the usage of melatonin as a sleep aid. Your body produces melatonin naturally when you sleep. When you take melatonin to fall asleep, it takes as long as an hour to have any effective action in your body. Yet many melatonin users take a pill when they are lying in bed having difficulty sleeping. Most report falling asleep within 15 minutes. It seems likely that there is a placebo response at work here. Considering how often our brains generate placebo responses without our being aware, why not turn your insomnia or other condition into an opportunity for investigation? Instead of simply taking a drug to fall asleep, one could use melatonin for a few nights and record the results, then try a placebo a few nights and compare those results. Many people find they fall asleep just as quickly with placebo as they do with melatonin. And if placebos work as well as melatonin for you, maybe it's time to leave the melatonin production to your brain and avoid the groggy side effect melatonin pills can generate the next morning.